Hello everybody, and welcome to my first ever constructed video here on my brand new Magic channel, which I'm sure will have millions of followers pretty quickly because it's going to be amazing content. So I decided to record some videos. I've actually recorded a few of them already, but had some technical issues. So here we are. This is my first one that I'm going to release. And what we're playing today is a format called Penny Dreadful, which is really the reason that I started this channel, to try to spread the good word about this format, which I think is really awesome. So the idea for Penny Dreadful, for those who haven't heard of it, it's like kind of the ultimate budget format. It's an online only format where all the cards that are legal are 2 cents or less on Magic Online, specifically on MTGO traders. And it originally was 1 cent. They upped it to 2. And the way it works is that whenever a standard legal set is released, they basically check the prices for a week. And if it's at least half the checks are 2 cents or less, then a card becomes legal until the next rotation, which is when the next standard set comes out. So it's not that it's rotating like every day, as there's slight fluctuations. So you know what's legal for a few months. And I think it's a really great format. It has a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of really powerful cards, especially as the Magic Online economy has kind of decreased with the release of Arena. It's meant that a lot more cards are legalized. And so there's a lot of really powerful things you can do in this format. And a big thing that this has going over a format like Pauper is that because you get rares and mythics that cost only 2 cents, you get a lot of cool engines that you don't get as much at Common. The other thing is this is infinitely cheaper than Pauper, which, despite the fact that it's all commons, actually is not necessarily that cheap because it's a very popular Magic Online format. And this format is self-correcting. If a card becomes too ubiquitous, then it tends to go up in price and then it will rotate out. So that's great. And the other great thing, honestly, is that for someone like me that likes to build cool decks and then gets tired of them after a little while, every deck costs, I don't know, $1. Most of them, once you've like purchased most of like kind of the format staples, most of the decks have honestly cost me like 25 cents to build. So it's really fun to just be able to build lots of cool, sweet decks and just try them out. It's also completely free to play and it's really well set up. PennyDreadfulMagic.com is the site and it's really well designed. You basically just submit, you type in your deck list or import it from Magic Online and you sign up for a league. It's all completely free and they track your progress. They show you your opponents and what their records were, all that kind of stuff. They upload all the deck lists from finished leagues. There's tournaments where you can win prizes. And I know this sounds like I'm a shill for the company. I am not in any way affiliated with PennyDreadfulMagic.com. And I certainly would not be sponsored by them because I do not believe that they make any profit off of the site. It's all just for fun. So I highly recommend people check it out. It's a really cool format. Right now, I think the best decks are mostly Delver decks and blue-based control decks. There's a lot of blue going around right now. Ponder, Brainstorm, and Gitaxian Probe all just rotated into the format at once, which was a big shakeup. So Delver has become very popular. Also Hymn to Torok, which is less fun. That's not a fun card to play against, and it was unfortunate that rotated in. There's also a good amount of affinity because cranial plating just came into the format, especially Tempered Steel affinity. And what else? There's some elves. I played against merfolk, goblins, and a lot of sweet, like weird brews. Necrotic Ooze is a real deck. Cloud Post, I think, is going to be really good. I haven't seen a ton of it, but I think it's a powerful deck. It just gained Ancient Stirrings and Expedition Map because those were in Double Masters, so the price dropped for those cards. So anyways, that's kind of where the format is now. Again, definitely recommend people check it out. So just to talk a little bit about the deck we're playing. So this is Chancellor of the Forge Storm. It's a really fun deck that I've started, that I kind of brewed up last season and got some really good cards this season to add to it. So it's based around this card, Chancellor of the Forge, which is like has a ley line type effect where you start the game with a 1/1 haste goblin, But this deck actually really tries to cast this card a lot. That's kind of the point of the deck, actually, where you get X1/1s, where X is the number of creatures you control, and those have haste. So the idea for the deck, you're making a bunch of 1/1 goblins and then using rituals to power out Chancellor and some other cool cards and just kind of going way over the top of other decks. So to do that, we have 4 Dragon Fodder, 4 Mog War Marshal, 4 Hordling Outbursts, bunch of tokens, along with the 4 Chancellor of the Forge. And then to make mana, we have 4 Skirk Prospector, which is a good card in this deck, 4 Battle Hymn. So it's a 2-mana ritual you add for each creature you control. This is a really powerful card. This is a new addition to the deck. It wasn't legal last set. There's another card, Brightstone Ritual, which is a single mana and adds for each goblin. That would be the ideal card for the deck, but unfortunately it has determinedly been 3 cents since I've been checking it. For whatever reason, most cards fluctuate on MTGO traders. This one has not at all. And 4 Seething Song. So this deck is in part a Goblin Dark Dweller Seething Song deck. I have built about 1 million Goblin Dark Dweller Seething Song decks. It's one of the key combos here, and it's a combo that I like to play in Cube, but I've started trying to build the decks in Penny Dreadful because they're both legal. It's just a really fun combo, so I've tried 1 million different shells for this, and this one has been one of the better ones. So the idea is turn 3, you can cast Seething Song, 5 mana, cast a Dark Dwellers, and then recast Seething Song, and then, cast another 5-drop or whatever. So you basically get a 4/4 Menace for free on turn 3, and there's also all sorts of other wacky stuff you can do, particularly with Twin Flame. This is the other combo. So this makes a copy the token, and so you can do really cool things with Dark Dwellers. So for example, on turn 3, you can go Seething Song, get 5 mana, cast Dark Dwellers, recast Seething Song, get 5 mana, Twin Flame, copying the Dark Dwellers, then the new copy comes into play, you recast the Twin Flame, this time you have 3 mana left over, and you strive it, casting both of the copies. Now you have 4 copies of Goblin Dark Dwellers, 3 of them with haste, and then those 2 can, recast your Dragon Fodders, your Hordling Outbursts, so you can kind of go off and win out of nowhere. So the win conditions for the deck are, Twin Flame type stuff. You often can ramp into a Chancellor of the Forge with the Seething Songs and Battle Hymns, and Twin Flaming a Chancellor of the Forge is a very real win condition, so this works very well with this as well, especially with the Skirk Prospector in play. Like, if you can ramp out with a Battle Hymn a Chancellor, then you can just sack 2 creatures to Twin Flame the Chancellor, and usually you can just win from there because you double your creatures and then double them again. +1 each time because you're putting the Chancellor. So that's a really powerful combo. We also play 2 Burn at the Stake. It's a 5-mana card. This is a card I've always really liked. You tap any number of creatures and it deals 3 times that many creatures in damage, if that makes sense. You could read the card to your opponent. So, this seems like maybe at first glance, like, is this better than just, I don't know, +2/+0, whatever, what do we call those effects? I'm trying to think, what's like the original +2/+0 effect? Whatever, something like a Dynacharge or something. But the fact that this doesn't care about summoning sickness, and really in particular doesn't care about blockers, is really big. You can have a really clogged up board where your 1/1s couldn't get through, even if you did pump them, but all of a sudden you can just nug them for 21 out of nowhere. So this card's really great. We only want 2, just because drawing multiples is obviously not great. You really need the other cards to make the engine work. I'm also trying out 1 Empty the Warrens. I'm not completely sure. I mean, obviously this card seems like it makes sense. It makes Goblin tokens. This deck likes Goblin tokens. It cares about rituals. This deck has rituals. I'm not sure if this is the best 4-drop, but I've liked it so far. Sometimes you can just kind of make your plan to just play a bunch of spells, especially with Skirk Prospector. Sometimes you can have cool turns where you basically are casting a bunch of Dragon Fodders and Hordling Outbursts and then just sacking them right away, netting 0 on mana just to power up the empty. And so let's see. The last 2 cards in the deck are a Scorch Rusalka and a Signal Pest. Last format I had Foundry Street Denizen, which was, I think, the best 1-drop, but that rotated out. But I'm trying out a couple of new 1-drops. Not entirely sure which one I like better. So far, they've each shined in at different points. Scorcher Sulka, you can just kind of sometimes sit back with your creatures and just ping them to death, do the last few points of damage. Signal Pest also sometimes can just make all your threats really big, and if they can't block it, this can really do a ton of damage. So not really sure. Neither of them are goblins, but honestly, that doesn't matter that much. The only thing that actually cares about goblins is Skirk Prospector. So the fact that you can't sack these is not that big of a deal. Let's see. Oh, there's also one Priest of Urabrask. I'm also not 100% on this, but it's a card I've always liked. It does a lot of things for the deck in that it powers up your battle hymns. It's good with Empty the Warrens. It adds another card for Burn at the Stake for free. There's also some really cool stuff you can do with Twin Flame and Dark Dwellers with Priest, where you can kind of go off. So I've really enjoyed it. And also, to be honest, this deck is kind of for fun. So playing a card that I think is very fun is something that I enjoy. When, in fact, maybe like a Goblin Chieftain would just be better, but I really like Priest. And let's see. I'm not 100% that Goblin Chieftain would be better. This can do some really cool things sometimes. The mana base is 19 mountains and 1 Keep. This deck can afford basically 1 colorless land. It's possible it could afford 2, but none of them are really worth it. So 1 Keep is good. You don't have any like 2-drop double red cards. So I've never actually encountered a point where the colorless mana has affected you, because all of the cards that cost more than 1 have at least 1 colorless mana symbol in them. So the only case that would be bad is if you had only 2 lands and like 3 1-drops. You wanted to go turn 1 1-drop, turn 2 2 1-drops, and somehow you also didn't have any 2-drops. I've never had it happen. So this is also, helps power up Battle Hymn, gives you some chump blockers late, helps power up Burn at the Stake, etc., etc., even Chancellor of the Forge. So that is the main deck. I think I covered everything. Is there anything? Mog War Marshal is also a new card that I had. This can do some cool stuff with Skirk Prospector. You can either, like if you play it on turn 3, you can cast 2 of these or 1 of these in a Dragon Fodder on turn 3 by sacking the Mog War Marshal. So that's a nice feature. Also, you could do like Skirk Prospector on turn 1, Mog War Marshal turn 2, and then sack this and cast another 1-drop. And sometimes you actually even can use it as a ritual effect. So sometimes like you could play a turn 1 Prospector, turn 2 Marshal, sack this, like sack all the tokens for this, and then like cast a Seething Song and go off from there. Let's see. So sideboard. Sideboard's, still a work in progress. I'm not 100% on this. Also, this deck is kind of a combo deck, so it doesn't have room to sideboard a ton. But this is kind of where I am now. And yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what's best. For creature decks, we have some Arc Trails and a Chain Lightning. Just, pretty good creature removal spells. Arc Trail in particular can be very powerful against the right deck. 3 Sting Scourgers. This is against decks that are trying to cheat fatties into play. I haven't seen a lot of this so far, so it's possible I don't need all 3, but it's an option. And let's see, we have, for control decks, I'm trying out this plan of 2 Contested War Zones and an extra Signal Pest to just try to be a bit more aggressive. Control decks are not a great matchup, especially ones that have sweepers or Clasm effects. Really is the worst, plus cheap counter magic, because you can't really attack on the ground, and you also can't go off with your combos because they can counter your rituals, and they also can just like sweep the board. So decks that play like Pyroclasms and like Spell Pierces, honestly, is just a terrible matchup. But against some control decks, this can be a pretty good plan. Contested Warzone is a card that I've always kind of liked, and against decks with few creatures, you can just make all your creatures a bit more powerful and try to chip in enough damage to win. I'm not 100% sure on the plan, but I also haven't really figured out a sideboard plan against control that's really consistent. It may just be that it's just not a great matchup. A couple Cleansing Wildfires against Cloudpost, which again, I haven't seen a lot of, but I think will become more popular, especially as control does. It's got a good control matchup, and I think it should be a really good deck. 3 Trash Masters against Affinity. I think Affinity is a pretty great matchup already, but we want to make sure that we have it kind of locked down. This deck's really good against like mid-range creature decks because you can just kind of block a bunch, or even aggressive creature decks. You just block a bunch and then just go way over the top. And Trashmaster really, obviously, just completely wrecks them. And then one Burn at the Stake. This comes in against other creature decks that kind of try to jam up the board. And sometimes you really don't have a way to win that doesn't involve Burn at the Stake or like multiple Chancellor of the Forges or Chancellor of the Forges and Twin Flame. So adding in another effect that can win through a bunch of blockers is big. So this is the deck, and I will be back for round one with some game action. Okay, round one here. Let's just make sure oh my god, YouTube, great. Pleasantries completed. Come on, sweet draws. Okay, yeah, this is good. Need some rituals. Battle him obviously would be great here, but this is a good start. Make my 1/1s. Vivid Grove. Interesting. Okay. Not sure what that means, but let's beat down. Get him for 2. Spikefield Hazard. Sure. Oops, dropped my phone. That's a really good draw. Unfortunately, they killed our thing, but that's okay. Yeah, we could have really gone off if we still had the Skirk Prospector in play, but let's start like this. Hopefully they don't have a lot more removal. What are they playing here? Explore. And a Vivid Marsh. Huh. Okay, well, they're definitely trying to do some big stuff because they're playing all these as lands. Do we want to pay Echo? No, I don't think we do. Ooh, Hordling Outburst. Okay, so let's play the Hordling Outburst. Oops, did I attack? No, I almost clicked through my turn. Attack for 3. Next turn we can go off. So we can make 7 mana. Actually, if we draw land, we can collect a Conjuring. Whoa. I do like collect a Conjuring. And what's the other card? I assume they're not going to Praetor's Grasp. That would be... Do you get to pay the mana for it? No. It seems like Explorer would be a better card here. I have a Collect a Conjuring deck that I was working on, but this is funky. What's the worst thing they can get for us here? I guess Dark Dwellers would be pretty good, although they can't currently cast it. They don't have double red. Not really sure what else they can get. Oh, I guess they can get Burn at the Stake. No, they're nowhere near close to casting that. Not sure. Ooh, okay, so now they maybe did get Dark Dwellers, but we're in a really good spot here. So we can go battle him. Chancellor. Make a lot of 1/1s. And then Twin Flame the Chancellor. Make a lot more 1/1s. Oh, they got Mountain. I didn't notice that it said owned by Ahaz J877. Boom. This is a lot of damage. 27, 37, 5, 43, 57, something. Whew. Nice. That was very sweet. So that's what the deck can do. And we, we didn't face a lot of disruption there, but we did get at least one of our creatures killed. We got our Skirk Prospector killed. Okay, so what do they have? They seem kind of like a little bit of a wacky deck. They're playing Timely Reinforcements, Praetor's Grasp. It's interesting. Like, I'm wondering if they have some other way of casting those, like some sort of toolbox, because we saw so many one-ofs. I'm not I can't think of anything off the top of my head that would fit that bill. I am definitely worried about them boarding in a bunch of Pyroclasm effects, which is going to make things difficult for us. I'm considering boarding in a contested war zone. They didn't show us. I mean, I'm guessing they can't be playing that many creatures, so I kind of like doing that. Do I want both? I kind of want to see more out of them before I decide on another one. Do I want Goblin Trashmaster? It's like a way to maybe get around Plasma effects. I mean, it doesn't really get around them. It just pumps our guys. No. Let's just run it. Let's see how it goes. We have like Dark Dwellers and stuff to get around those kind of effects. And we will see. They have seen our whole deck, so they should have a reasonable chance of knowing what we're doing. Yeah, this is a really good hand. Oh, and this is actually a really good hand against Plasma effects because we're more going off with the Dark Dwellers Twin Flame stuff. That's not exactly where we want to draw a contested war zone with Burn at the Stake in hand, but see what they got. Yeah, I built a Collected Conjuring deck last season that was like a land destruction deck, and of course had Seething Sonic Dark Dwellers in it as well. Ooh, okay. War Marshal. I like that the Collected Conjuring can hit Balagata Recovery. That's like a really good combo. Is this a sorcery? Yeah, but not one they can cast. We're not paying Echo. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that they don't have counter magic. Let's just go for this stuff. We can't like do that much right now. Like I guess what we could do is I guess we want to Twin Flame and copy targeting Priest of Urabrask is what we should do. Because that's net neutral on mana. Okay. Oops. Hold on. I want this on the stack. This one on first. So we get the 3 mana and then cast this. So can we just kill them? If we target 2 priests, yeah, because we target priest, gets 6 mana. Then we can burn at the stake for lethal. They can't have that much instant speed interaction and be playing Collected Conjuring. 2, 3. 4. Definitely 4. Do I want to 5, 6, 7? Let's just go for it. I was gonna say we could play around something, but sweet. Yeah, Priest of Arask is really nice with some of that Twin Flame stuff. But I mean, I'm not 100% how necessary it is. It's like good with Empty the Warrens and good with it adds another creature for Battle Hymn. Like it does a lot of little things, but mostly it's really sweet with Twin Flame. But that was a good one. Glad we got to show off what this deck can do. I mean, I don't think that necessarily that looked like they looked like the most hyper competitive deck, but we did get a win on turn 3, which is pretty awesome. So be back for round 2. Okay, here we go, round 2. If this is a league match, don't forget to report. Oh. Did not realize that was something we had to do. Anyways, okay, let's see here. Do I want to keep this? Can go turn 1 Skirk Prospector. You can do like some cool stuff. If I don't draw a land though, it does a whole lot of nothing. So like, let's see, if I play turn 1 Skirk Prospector, let's see, if I draw a land, turn 2 I can go War Marshal, Priest, Outburst, empty. Like I can dump my whole hand. I can empty for 10. Yeah, that's good enough. Let's go for it. Just Cloak Herald. Okay. Well, that's not what I wanted to draw, and this is not the matchup I wanted to. Yeah, Curious Obsession. Okay. All right, I need a land here. Because this does not work if I have to sack the Skirk Prospector. Boom. Okay. Okay, so now I have to decide. See, they might have Spell Pierce here. I don't know. We're just going to fall further and further behind if we don't want to go for it. I don't think they have it. Okay. We are indeed comboing. And one more for good luck. Let's empty some Warrens. All right, 12 Gobos. And let's beat down. Oh, they're Merfolk. Cool. All right, we take 3. Do I want a Twin Flame? If I Twin Flame, does that do anything? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17? Not really. They like the deck. Thank you, kind opponent. I don't think I want to attack with the Prospector. I think there's too many things that we can draw that, I mean, I don't know. All right, they block the 2-1. They take 13. Go to 6. They should be fine here. I don't know what they could have. Okay, another master. And another master. A lot of masters. And they scooped. Okay, sweet. All right. What do we want to do with the sideboard? They are playing Aquafellas. Jason Momoa Tribal. I don't think I like Signal. Actually, maybe Signal Pest will be okay. I actually think the combo stuff is pretty good. They might be boarding in a bunch of counter spells, though, because they saw us go off with empty that game, which makes me less excited for... I definitely want these things. No question about that. Could probably take out Empty the Warrens. It's the weakest of the things. Burn at the Stake seems like kind of important against them, even though they might have counter magic, but the games probably will get locked up. Priest of Urvask also, it's like just one of our weaker cards. And then maybe the Signal Pest. Yeah, I don't think we want anything else. All right. Yeah, this sounds good. What do they got? Miss Cloak Herald? Curse Catcher. It's actually kind of annoying, but we can play around it pretty well in our fair game. But if they just like follow that up with a bunch of lords, it does like kind of stone ring us, at least as far as this Battle Hymn stuff goes. Hopefully they're just like full on tap out Merfolk nonsenses. All right, Silver Guild. Oh my God, Silver Gill Adept is not that good against us. Okay. Attack for 1. I don't think I want to trade Dragon Fodder for Curse Catcher, especially because they're the ones who get to make the decision. And like, you can make the argument that their 1/1 is better than my 2/1/1s, but I have a Battle Hymn in play, and I don't know how many, like, they know how many lords they have. I don't know how many lords they have. Master and Miss Cloak. Okay. So I got to win quickly. Definitely not paying Echo. Yeah, I also definitely need another land because Battle Hymn, not so good against Curse Catcher. To me, it does not seem like they're playing counterspells, I gotta say. Yeah, okay. Well, they're large fellas now. No Echo. Burn at the Stake. All right, well, let's run out of Dragon Fodder. Now, I doubt they'll Curse Catcher it. They did. I was going to say, I'm fine if they do, because they have 2 lords in play. Marrow Regery, yeesh. Yeah, it's a lot of lords. Take 9. They're going to make it unblockable. Okay. And now we're dead next turn. All right, well, let's go for it. I think we can win, right? Can't we? Yeah, we can. If they don't have a counterspell, Battle Hymn, Dark Dwellers, Battle Hymn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Boom. Assuming still no counter spells. GG's. GG's. See, this is where Burn of the Stake really shines, because like just a pump spell would do nothing here. Okay, I was just talking to my opponent. Yeah, that was another sweet showing. You know, this deck can definitely have a lot of games where it feels a little bit clunky, but then it has a lot of games where it does really cool shit like that. So I'm glad we're showcasing the more fun side of it. And maybe I should just quit while I'm ahead, but no, I will finish out the league and hopefully more sweet games like that. So see you back for round 3. Okay, round 3. What do we got here? We have a mulligan. Yeah, I mean, this hand's really good if we draw 2 lands, but it has to be 2 lands. We have to be able to go like War Marshal into Outburst. And then we could go off with Battle Hymn and Twin Flame and Dark Dwellers. Like on turn 4, we could kind of go berserk, but the fact that we have to draw Mountain, I think we can't keep this. Yeah, okay. I'm going to keep this. It's not the best, but, you know, it has cards. Put back a Mountain for sure. We could end up getting stuck on 2 lands, but hopefully not. What are they doing here? All right, get Probe. They get to see some fun stuff. Looks like a Delver deck, most likely. So this definitely hurts our Seething Song plan, but because now I'm a little bit worried that they're just going to hold up Spell Pierce for the whole game, or at least after turn 1. Yeah, they're going to play turn 1 Delver. We're going to play Rusalka, and then they're just going to counter everything. So this could be tricky. Spell Pierce is actually pretty good against us, especially when we draw like Dragon Fodders instead of Mog War Marshals. Sometimes we can just get around it. Ooh, they drew a Ponder. Yeah, this is going to be tough though. Let's see. So, I mean, next turn we're still just going to jam in the Dragon Fodder, but it's reasonably likely that it'll just get countered. Ponder, sure. Let's just see. They shuffle. Hopefully they're stuck on lands. And they did shuffle, which is good. Ooh, they put a Curiosity. I'm sure they're probably playing 4 Curious Obsessions and then maybe 1 extra Curiosity. Yeah, this is still going to be tough. I guess they're saying, you know, they don't mind if we... Oops, I think I clicked a button. They don't mind if we land a Dragon Fodder, but I'm guessing the counter spells are going to flow after that. The other thing is that, you know, next turn we can go Priest of Urabrask, but we don't really have a follow-up. Just going to play a 2-1 for 3. They're drawing 2 cards a turn. You know, if they somehow don't have counter magic and we draw Dark Dwellers, I guess that's pretty good. Still not insane, but at least it's decent. The card I might want to try is Grim Lavamancer. Although it does play awkwardly with Dark Dwellers. Might be worth, like, I might try like a Grim Lavamancer instead of the Chain Lightning in the sideboard at least. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to attack. I'm a little worried about them flashing in a Fairy Vandal. But I don't really think we have the luxury of playing around stuff right now. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So then I'm just going to let the Rusalka die. I don't think the 1 damage is worth not playing a priest this turn. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with the Rusalka. I don't know. That might have been better. But we still just would lose a Goblin in that case. Brainstorm, yeah. This deck is definitely very good. I'm wondering what we could do to build the deck. I wonder if there's like a, what's that 1 mana deals damage to blue creatures? I'm blanking on that card's name. Or like Combust maybe is legal. All right, another Get Probe. This gets bigger. I think we kind of have no shot. But let's see here. Not to be too negative. But also, we're in a pretty negative situation right now. Yeah, Brainstorm. Brainstorming main phase, which is kind of interesting. And they're brainstorming before they attack. Maybe I guess they're probably trying to find another curiosity or curious obsession. Ponder. So they get to shuffle away those cards. Most likely expecting them to shuffle here. If they don't shuffle, that's not good, because that means they drew 3 off Brainstorm and put 2 back, and they like those 2 cards. Yeah, that's not good. Curious Obsession. Okay. Well, maybe they tap out and we kind of can surprise them. Are we on a 2-turn clock? We sure are. Okay. I'm not even sure what we can draw here. Dark Dwellers doesn't really do anything. I guess another Seething Song. We get to play Chancellor, but that doesn't get us out of this. Let's just at least see what we draw. And a Ponder. So they did tap out. We actually haven't seen any counter magic out of them. It's possible they don't play. There's no way they don't. They're mono blue deck with no counter magic. I'm sure they play at least Spell Pierce and Mana Leak or Miscast. All right, GG's. Okay, yeah. So this is a tricky matchup post board because we don't really get much to bring in. I mean, I think I like the Arc Trails okay. They seem fine. Sting Scourger. Is Sting Scourger good? I mean, it's like pretty good against Fairy Vandal. Or what am I taking out? I like taking out Signal Pest. I think it can take out a Burn at the Stake. They don't make a lot of blockers. And resolving 5 mana spells is not great. I actually do kind of like Sting Scourger. It is good against Curious Obsession. Arc Trail's okay. I don't want to bring in too much creature removal against a deck that probably doesn't play all that many creatures. Empty the Warrens is probably a bit dubious. I mean, Storm cards are good against counter magic, but like not if you have to resolve a bunch of rituals first. Let's see. Twin Flame seems fine. They're probably not great at removing creatures. They do probably play Vapor Snag. I don't know if they would necessarily keep it in. I'll take out the empty. I don't want to take out the Rusalka. I could take out a Priest of Urbrask, I guess. Okay, we'll try this. This might be too much removal, but we shall see. And it's possible that Chain Lightning is better than Arc Trail here. I do think that this is where Grim Lavamancer would be good, so I think I want to try some of those on the board. Okay. Double Sting Scourger. I mean, this is the problem with boarding in too much, is that we definitely don't want to, but, well, hopefully they just, like, tap out for a Delver with a Curiosity on it, and we can at least somewhat get them. They're going to 6. So we have turn 2 Dragon Fodder, turn 3 maybe Sting Scourger. This hand like isn't amazing because we have to draw like a bunch of stuff for it to become good. But, you know, if we draw some rituals, we draw some Hordling Outbursts, we can get a stew going. No 1-drop. Take that. Delverino. Dragon Faudier. I guess I should attack first, whatever. They're not trading. If they do, I'm totally fine with that. Skirk Prospector is a turn too late, but at least Skirk Prospector with Sting Scourger is something. You can at least get some value out of the Scourger. I mean, we can also play Echo on this thing. Any reveals? Mana Leak. Bleh. That's an annoying card for them to reveal. Although, we don't have a play next turn anyways. If we draw land, I'm probably going to play Sting Scourger first and then play Skirk Prospector because I don't care if this resolves. Ooh, they don't have something. What do they got? Another Delver. Fair enough. Arc Trail would be good. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I could play Prospector, sack 2 Goblins, Seething Song, Dark Dwellers, Seething Song, cast, sack 2 more, sack a Goblin and a Skirk Prospector and play a Chancellor the Forge. Make a 4/4, a 5/5, and 2 1/1s. I mean, maybe that's actually good here because we're probably not going to be able to get much else. I mean, it's a little dorky. This is not like the most impressive Chancellor, but it's not terrible. Do we want to attack first? I guess we... If they trade, it's so bad for us. We get in 1 less damage because we'll end up with 2 1/1 hastes. Yeah, I think this is worth it. Because they're just soon going to have Mana Leaks up. Five Dark Dwellers, Seething Song. We alternatively we could cast the could sack the Dark Dwellers, but I think we just want to make some beef. If they have Vapor Snag, this gets awkward. Yeah, I mean, this isn't the most impressive turn, but we do have 9 power on board now, and hopefully they're not great at removing it. But we will see. And we do have this, we still can cast the Sphinx Scourgers to stop potential Curious Obsession shenanigans. Really need them to not flip here. They did not. That is good. They also didn't shuffle with Bad River. Brainstorm. Okay, so that's why they didn't shuffle. Yeah, you know, it's possible that this is just enough. They're at 16. We have 9 power. Like if they have 1 Vapor Snag, we still might be able to pull this out. I tend to get a little greedy with this deck, but it's definitely the case that against these like blue decks, you want to take your windows to go off a little bit. And trading a Skirk Prospector and a Dragon Fodder for this stuff is I think, definitely a good trade. All right, anyways, what do they got? Curious Obsession. Sure. Well, I don't think there's anything that can stop us from Sting Scourging here, because they can hold up Spell Pierce, but doesn't do anything. I don't think they play Force Spike. I don't even know if Force Spike's in the format. Looks like all right, they do have a land. But yeah, I guess let's attack first. This doesn't have haste, does it? No. Guessing they don't trade for a Goblin, but if they do, that's totally fine, considering I have Sting Scourger. This Echo is so expensive. 4 mana Echo to keep your 2/2 around, but 2 mana Unsummon is about as good as you can do in red. Let's just in case they have Force Spike. Don't want to be stupid. Hopefully this prompts a concession. Boom. Sweet. It did. All right. That was pretty nice. Little mini combo game. Let's see. So we know for a fact they're playing Mana Leak. Burn at the Stake. Do we even want 1 Burn at the Stake? I honestly don't think so. I'm considering a few things. I'm considering a Priest, a Chain Lightning. I do like Chain Lightning because it's cheap. I have a lot of those effects now. I could see doing this as a start. Trashmaster is like a... it still gets Mana Leaked. I think it doesn't get Spell Pierced. I'm going to try Empty the Warrens instead of Burn at the Stake. At least this is better at like going off early, like we did in that last game. You can do some cool, what's it called? Skirk Prospector turns. All right, what is this hand? This hand is powerful for sure. It can really combo off, like especially if we draw a Dragon Fodder. But the fact that like it's so all in on resolving these rituals, which are a little dubious against the Mana Leak deck, and we don't have anything until turn 3 currently, and we need to draw another land. I don't know. I'm gonna mulligan this. All right, this is definitely better. Okay, we're gonna keep this. What are we putting back? So we have turn 1, Chancellor plus Skirk Prospector, Chancellor token plus Skirk Prospector. Turn 2, Dragon Fodder. Turn 3, Dragon Fodder. I kind of want to keep the Twin Flame, but no, I should probably bottom the Twin Flame. I think resolving one Chancellor should be enough. Ponder. Cool. Come on, shuffles. We don't have any interaction, which is not ideal. But they also didn't have a turn 1 Delver, so hopefully. Okay. They did not shuffle. Never a good sign, but so be it. Ooh, empty the warrens. Okay. That means we could potentially go off on turn 3. So let's see, on turn 2 we play Dragon Fodder. Well, actually on turn 2 we could play Dragon Fodder, empty. Invisible Stalker. Empty for 6. Another Chancellor. Is that worth it? I think it is. Can this block? It can block. I'm going to attack. I don't think there's any way they block, but I really cannot have this getting killed. So I'm just going to attack with this just to be really safe. Okay. Well, I go Dragon Fodder, and then I empty for 6, but I don't have. I don't have the Skirk Prospector in play. I think I'm going to pass. I don't know. Thing is, with Skirk Prospector in play, I can at least somewhat play around Mana Leak. I don't know. That's close. I don't think 6 1/1s is enough to get it done, though. Like, we already have 4 1/1s, and I'm not, like, feeling great about our position. All right, Curious Obsession. Yep. Yep. So now, I mean, this turn I could play Dragon Fodder and then play empty, but that doesn't really do anything because it just still ends up with 4 1/1s. And Delver. Yep. Sting Scourger. Okay. What are we doing here? So we could play Sting Scourger, sack Scourger and a Goblin, play Dragon Fodder, sack Fodder, 2 tokens plus this token is 4, play empty for 6, so we end up with 7 Goblins. I mean, then we could technically sack them all to play a Chancellor. I don't think that seems that great. Kind of just want to attack with everything but the Skirk Prospector and then just play a Dragon Fodder. Yeah, that seems fine. I think there's a chance they actually would trade for a Delver here, so for the prospector. Like, because we already showed that we didn't want to trade it for the invisible stalker, so we've shown that it's important to us. We also only have 2 lands, so no flip would be big. All right, no flip. That's good. Hopefully they tap out again. All right, they're going to attack for 2, draw another card. I mean, I don't see them tapping out. But, you know, we are putting a lot of pressure on them. What's this? Another Delver? Sure. Okay, and they keep up Mana Leak mana. So I have 3. I could sack 4, play Chancellor, and then make 3 1/1s. It's only okay, and then it just like walks right into a Mana Leak. I could cast the Sting Scourger, or I could attack with everything but the Skirk Prospector and then cast the Sting Scourger. I kind of like that, because maybe they'll try to ambush with Fairy Vandal. And that adds to our storm count and taps them out of Mana Leak. If they double trade, I'm also okay with that. Yeah, sweet. Okay. Yep, no reason to sack it here. Okay, so now we can cast Sting Scourger, sack 3 goblins, and make 6. We also could just tap out, sack all 4, play Chancellor. That's not very good. We could just cast empty, storm count equals 2. Or I mean, storm is 1. So we just get 4 1/1s plus these 3. All right, so how many would we end up with? Either way. So if we Sting Scourger plus empty, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 6. We'd end up with 8, 9. If we just cast empty, we get 4 plus 4, we get 8. And this way we also bounce something. Okay, I'm fine with this. Sting Scourger. Bounce the Fairy Vandal. Empty. Now, do we want to cast a Chancellor here? Is that good? Let's see. Not. I don't think we do. That's something we could do next turn, though. So now we have 8 tokens. We could go down to 2 tokens, cast a Chancellor. We go up to a 5/5 and 3 1/1s. Is that better than 8? Nah, especially because next turn we can do it and we can attack with haste. I mean, next turn we have to play around Mana Leak, but that might be fine. It would just mean that we'd have to sack 3 extras. So right now, like if we don't draw land, 3 plus 4, it's not great if they Mana Leak us. Ooh, second Curious Obsession. Okay. Yeah, they draw 2. They're stuck more on mana than they are on cards right now. Obviously, like they're about to go up to 7 cards in hand. I mean, I assume they're just going to play a land, though, to be fair. They're drawing 2. cast 2 Ponders. Probe us, see the Chancellors. Probe is good here for them because it means that they can hold up Mana Leak. Although, them holding up Mana Leak, it's not like that great when we have 8 Goblins on board and they're at 9. What do they have? Oh, jeez, another Curious Obsession. Okay. And they have up mana up for, ooh, okay. I like that. So if I attack with everything and they Flash and Fairy Vandal, if they just block 1, they're dead to Arc Trail. If they block 2, they take 7, they're dead to Arc Trail. If they block 3, I can Arc Trail them. They would go to 1, and I would kill the Fairy Vandal. And I would still have, I have 9 currently, I would still have 6 left. And they would just have an Invisible Stalker. Alternatively, I could cast Arc Trail now, but I think this play is better. Do I want to attack with a Skirk Prospector? So if they don't Flash and Fairy Vandal and they just block, kill the Prospector, they take 6, then they have Mana Leak up. I think it's still worth it. Because I think there's a good chance they don't block with both Delvers, and they do Flash and Vandal, and we can just kill them with Arc Trail. Okay. Sure. So the awkward thing is I can't actually, I have to target myself, and that reduces the clock by 1. I mean, what is their plan here? It's surprising that they wouldn't have wanted to Flash in the Fairy Vandal, I gotta say. You know, if I cast this Arc Trail here, if I don't cast it, then they have 4 lands up. They're probably not tapping out. But, I mean, I guess they have to do something. Like, if they cast a Fairy Vandal... Oh, they just conceded. Okay, yeah. I was trying to figure out what their plan was here. Sweet. Okay. I spent a long time thinking, but nice. We are 3-0. And, yeah, hopefully we can get the 5-0 with this deck. I've played a couple of practice rounds before and caught more control decks. And again, like I mentioned, that's not a great matchup. This Delver matchup seems okay, actually, because they kind of have trouble with us just putting a bunch of things on the board early on. So anyways, we will see you for round 4. Okay. Round 4 against 42 Crooked Sporks. Let's see here. Yeah, I think is this a mulligan? It's actually kind of close. We can make 3-6 Goblins. We can't make enough to kill him with Burn at the Stake. It is a really fast kill if we draw land, depending on what deck they're playing, though. They kept 7. This would be a greedy keep, but I do kind of want to keep it. I'm going to ship it. Well, shit. Okay, keep this. I kind of want to just put back Dragon Fodder Chancellor, and then at least try to go off a little bit with Dark Dwellers, Twin Flame, Seething Song. This is obviously not ideal, but... Temple of Malice. Okay. Interesting. don't think I've played against a Temple of Malice deck yet. If I draw land, like if I just draw lands, I don't even know if I just run this out. I don't know, maybe I do. Hopefully they don't hit me. So the question is, do I scoop? Nah. Let's see what happens. Ugh, I lost the Dark Dwellers. Okay, well. Alright, that's something. I think it's fine to not scoop. Against a red deck, like a red-based control deck, or even like mid-range deck, I think there is actual validity to that, just to not show them that they should be bringing in Pyroclasm effects. But I mean, if they're playing a red control deck, they may well already be playing Pyroclasm effects main deck. I mean, red-black especially. Sign of Blood. Okay. Interesting. Land and then another Dark Dwellers would be good. Attack for 2. Yeah, so if I draw like exactly Dark Dwellers next turn, then maybe this could be something. I would get to attack for 14 and make a Dragon Fodder. Is this another hymn? Duress. Ugh. Maybe I should have scooped in response to that. I'm going to take Seething Song. Yeah, mulliganing to 5 against the Duress Hymn to Torok deck. Ransack the lab. I mean, I kind of want to just see what else they're playing at this point. They've seen the deck. They'll know what to side in. Oh, Animate Dead. Okay, interesting. Piranha Marsh. Oh, I bet I know what this is. I bet this is World Gorger combo. Because Piranha Marsh is a card. It's a World Gorger combo, for those who don't know. It's you reanimate World Gorger Dragon with Animate Dead, and World Gorger Dragon says to exile all other permanents, so everything gets exiled, then Animate Dead leaves, and then it comes back. So basically it just loops infinitely, and if you have Piranha Marshes, all your Piranha Marshes keep leaving and then coming back. So I feel fairly confident that that's what they're playing, considering they're playing Animate Dead, Ransack the Lab, and Piranha Marsh. Omen of the Forge, sure. And this also would go infinite, because it's a permanent that would flicker and win them the game. This deck probably got a good amount better. Got some really good lands. You're just going to take the Seething Song. All right, I'm just going to scoop it up here. I don't know. Maybe I could have played it out, but I don't have any... I should be playing Tormod Script in my sideboard, and I'm not, which is not great. What am I going to sideboard here? I want to take out some of the slower cards. I'm going to take out Burn at the Stake. I kind of want to put in this stuff. Take out a mountain. Maybe Empty the Warrens is fine. Maybe 2 mountains. And just go like this. All right. Yeah, this seems like a tough matchup. I think I should be playing some Tormod Scripts. I actually didn't realize that card was legal until I played against it with another deck, and then I forgot to update the sideboard to add it. Oh, Jesus. All right. Going to 6. Okay, we'll keep this. I probably am going to bottom one of the Hordling Outbursts. And then get my Chancellor token. Always yield. I mean, really not really any reason to always yield, but okay. Hopefully they don't turn one to rest me. This deck is, it's not completely a glass cannon, but it's not at all a glass cannon. Totally looks like a dragon skeleton. It does look like a dragon skeleton. I don't know why. That's the token. That's, oh, it's from New Phyrexia. That makes sense. They bottomed. A mildly good sign. Dark Dwellers is a great draw. At least. Well, I mean, if we draw like a land next turn, we can go Seething Song, Dark Dwellers, Hordling Outburst. It's like not that good. All right, I'll attack for 3. I think what I want to do here they have an Omen in the Forge. They're asking if Bushwhacker's legal. I shouldn't answer them, but whatever. I don't care. Because it's giving them information. They can always look it up. Yeah, I would definitely like a Goblin Bushwhacker. Like those 1-drops that I wasn't sure about. If they could just be Bushwhackers, that would be great. So often would probably just play them as 1/1s for 1, but then can kick them later. I think we're going to Hordling Outburst here. Like I could Seething Song Dark Dwellers Hordling Outburst. It's not like that good. And this, if they like Clasm me, then next turn I can Dark Dwellers and then recast a Hordling Outburst. The other thing this lets me do is if I have... throw a possibility. Okay, so they're probably just going to kill me here. Well, maybe. Playing either of the enchantments that ping. No. All right, so if they have the Animate Dead, then I just lose. I assume they're talking about Goblin Bombardment or sorry, Raid Bombardment or something else. I don't know. Yeah, and this deck is kind of goes wider than that. All right, what do we got? There's 2 things on it. All right, they win. They get to loop the World Gorge Dragon, as I said, and Piranha Marsh just gets to come into play infinite number of times. So, GG's opponent. Both teams played hard. Okay, I'll be back for round 5. Hopefully we can get the 4-1. Okay, round 5, won the die roll. We would like to play first. Man, I've been getting a lot of these hands. Gotta go to 6. Yeah, this hand's okay. What am I ditching here? I actually think it's the Chancellor. It could be a mountain, but without any rituals, I think it's the Chancellor. And if I draw rituals, I can still do stuff with Dark Dweller. So this hand's not great, But yeah, I've been drawing a bunch of these no-landers, which are, I mean, I'm playing a low land count, so it's going to happen sometimes, but Gingerbread. Okay, so I'm guessing this is probably blue-based affinity. This hand's a little slow, but the Battle Hymn helps a bit. I don't have enough creatures to really make it go off. Next turn, I get to Horling Ocelot. It's definitely important that I'm on the play here. Oh, these are cool. What is this from? Oh, this is from Zendikar Rising. Wow, I want these islands. I'm definitely going to buy this. Interesting. Bad River. I'm not sure what's going on here then. Hordeling Outburst. So, I mean, next turn I can like Dark Dwellers with Battle Hymn, but it doesn't do that much. I probably would. Not quite sure actually what I'm doing here. Oh, and Soul Artifact. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'll take 5. Dragon Fodder. Interesting. Okay, that helps a lot. So let's do that. So Dragon Fodder, Dark Dwellers, Hymn, Twin Flame. Yeah. Okay, so we can kind of do everything here. We can't win this turn, but we can make a ton of blockers and stuff. Flashback Battle Hymn. Cast that. We have 6. Cast Twin Flame. Just targeting the Dark Dwellers. Yeah, we're going to be able to do a lot of damage this turn. Recast Twin Flame. Target both. And then we get to put in a Hordeling Outburst and a Dragon Fodder. Very nice. Dragon Fodder, and this one will target Hordeling Outburst. And they skipped. Sweet. All right, that hand developed really well, and we won. That drawing that Dragon Fodder was obviously incredible. Okay, so definitely want these Trash Masters. Probably just want this stuff to Sting Scourger is a maybe. Sting Scourger is good against Soul Artifact for sure. To be fair, I don't exactly know what they're doing here. All right, what's coming out? Considering taking out Burn at the Stake, definitely think I probably want to take out Empty the Warrens and Priest of Urabrask. I can take out this stuff. Oops. Maybe 1 burn. For that stuff. Do I want to play Sting Scourger or Chain Lightning? What do I cut for those cards? Could cut a Twin Flame, could cut a Dark Dwellers. I think I could probably get away with cutting a Dark Dwellers for... I don't know. I could cut a Dark Dwellers and a Twin Flame for Chain Lightning and Sting Scourger and just be like pretty defensive this match. I think I'm cool with that. We still can go big with Chancellor of the Forge, and we make a lot of blockers. I think that this is fine. Plus, Trash Master being an Anthem effect helps as well. We got to kill the creatures on site, I think. I wonder if we would rather have 2... this hand. I was going to say, I wonder if we'd rather have 2 of the bounce guys, Skirk Marauders, than Chain Lightning, or than Archdale. I mean, this hand has lands and spells. Doesn't do a lot, but I think I keep this. I have a lot of cards that make this hand a lot better, so I'm going to go for it. Okay, that's a good one. It's not insane here, but hopefully I can draw something that will make it a little better. Ginger Brute. Take one. Yeah, land is not that. Oh. Metallic Rebuke. Okay, that's fine. Actually kind of makes the... Oh, might as well attack. Dark Dwellers a little more relevant. Going turn 3, Seething Song, Dark Dwellers, Flashback Dragon Fodder is pretty decent. Again, not insane, but they also like kind of have a shitty hand. Take 3 here. If they have another Metallic Rebuke, things could get pretty dicey. And cast this. No attacks. Yeah, I mean, this is only okay, but if we can draw a lot of, there's a lot of cards that turn this hand quite good. No attacks. Interesting. Curious why they didn't attack with like the Ginger Brutes here. I wonder what they have at instant speed. They can't take down the Dark Dwellers. Yeah, I mean, I might as well attack. I mean, I guess maybe they are in blocking mode, but it's not like I'm putting out that much power with the creatures. Okay, I take 4. If they Metallic Rebuke this, they didn't. Okay. I was going to say I would pay by sacking a Goblin. If they Metallic Rebuke this, I'm definitely not paying. Yep, they have it in Soul. No attacks. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pay Echo. Ooh, that's a really good draw. So if I attack with everything, let's see. They eat the Dark Dwellers. They can eat a Goblin. They take 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not really a good attack. I think I just pass. Yeah, another Ornithopter. They really can't attack, though, unless they have another in Soul. Jesus. Okay, well, I'm still not attacking. I have so many cards that go over the top. If I draw a Trashmaster, if I draw a Burn at the Stake, if I draw Chancellor of the Forge, there's no reason to get aggressive here. I definitely have the advantage in the long game, although obviously if they draw another... Oh, Jesus. If they draw another in Soul Artifacts, things could get dicey. I also don't care about Metallic Rebuke because of Skirk Prospector. No attacks. More kobolds. Sure. Hordling Outburst. Maybe next turn I'll start attacking. Springleaf Drum. There we go. There's the skipper. Hope this may well prompt a concession. Yeah, indeed it did. Sweet. Okay. Well, too bad we didn't get the 5-0, but we got 4-1. What did we lose to? We lost to that black deck. What was it doing? Playing Hymn to Torok and Sign in Blood. Oh, it was the World Gorger deck. Yeah, that's probably a tricky matchup because the hand disruption is definitely really good against us. Hymn to Torok's a really annoying card because we do need like a lot of pieces to make our stuff work. Plus Hymn to Torok's just a stupid fucking magic card. But yeah, so we lost to that deck. We managed to dodge any control decks, like pure control decks, which is definitely one of our worst matchups. So we're able to go 4-1, and like stuff like this is really good. I mean, we don't have great blockers against flyers, but Trash Master is an awesome sideboard card. So I think Affinity in most of its forms should be a very good matchup for us. Obviously, we're not always going to win, but having the mix of chump blockers plus inevitability plus good sideboard cards is really, I think, means it's going to be pretty strong in our favor. So yeah, I really enjoyed the deck. It's super fun to play. You do all sorts of weird shit. And yeah, I'm going to continue recording some decks. I have some other ones lined up that I'm going to post on this site or on this YouTube page. Check out pennydreadfulmagic.com if you want to play. Definitely recommend it. Last thing I'll do, I'm just going to take a look at the deck. And I think I would like to add some Tormod's Crypts. Probably I want to try out Grim Lavamancer. Maybe I thought about like a Combust, potentially, something like that. Not quite sure. I still got to figure out what the plan is against control. But yeah, I'm going to tweak the deck a bit. And yeah, I will be recording more soon. So leave a comment if you enjoyed the video. And if you have any deck lists that you'd like me to try out, feel free to either message me or just leave a comment. So thank you for watching.